Let's move on to another standout result in the Football League after the kick-off this weekend, and that's Wrexham winning their first home game in League One, 3-2 against Wycombe Wanderers. Now, they're 10-1 to win the league this season, so I think they're like fifth favourites or something like that. But some of the players in their team, I'm surprised it's as low as that, because League One's quality is a bit hit and miss, isn't it, Miles? And I mean, some of the players that scored today, I mean, obviously, that's this weekend, Cleworth and Marriott and Fletcher, Ollie Palmer with the assist. These are all players, of course, Paul Millen as well, that could probably get in championship teams, you'd imagine. Look good for them so far, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be honest, I watched the highlights of this, and my biggest takeaway was how bad League One defending is. It was so scrappy at times. But Wrexham showed a lot of quality in all of the goals, really. I thought the way that each of them were finished off just showed something different. Even the corner, the first one, okay, that one's not so glamorous, but having an academy player that's kind of come up from within, getting your first goal in League One is excellent when you consider that a lot of people might throw the kind of money claims at them and say, well, you've signed all these ex-Premier League players or these players above this level. It's nice to see that they're developing something from the bottom up as well that's meant that they got some success in this game. And Fletcher's goal was excellent. I think the fact that he's still there and kind of performing at that level is really good. And Wycombe are an interesting side to come up against. Obviously, they've been in the Championship not that long ago, so it's a good first test for them as well. So to get through that, I think they'll look to solidify defensively before the next fixture. But generally speaking, yeah, all smiles for Wrexham fans.
Yeah, Phil Parkinson was saying after the game that he was really pleased with the first 35-40 minutes because of how Wrexham just came out of the traps. They went into a 2-0 lead. Probably should have scored more to consolidate that as well. But when obviously Wycombe threw caution to the wind and tested Wrexham's defence, they kind of came undone. That'll be a concern for them, won't it?
It's something I don't think it's unfamiliar to Wrexham fans though. Over the last couple of years, they've been involved with a lot of high-scoring games, and I think it's something that will be a theme throughout the season. It's something you enjoy though, especially as a neutral, just to see these kind of games where it just go, back and forth. But yeah, I think they're in a good spot. I think if you look at a lot of the players that they've brought in actually as well, so a lot of them have got experience at League One level. A couple even got experience at Championship level. They've just brought Ollie Rathbone in, who's obviously a former United Academy player, so I've seen him play a little bit at under-18s level. He's actually a really talented midfielder. I think to get him from Rotherham, who was really one of their key men coming down from the Championship next year, I think it just speaks volumes about their catch and their lure and pull that they've got from some of these players, and they want to be part of this project. And I just think it's encouraging. It's an encouraging start. It's a good start to get a win, get off the mark. I think there'll be probably a lot of nervous players in there, and a little bit of nervousness around the club, probably, to be honest, because this is a massive jump and a massive step up from where they've been at.
Yeah, and deserved as well. And I think they've levelled up as they've progressed quite nicely. It's not been a huge jump in the quality of players they've signed, apart from obviously initially signing a player like Paul Mullen was a statement, wasn't it? But as they progressed through this league especially, they've signed players at the level they need to be at, which is what you want, really. But I think the burning question, Miles, and I think I know what your answer is going to be for this, is can they finish above Birmingham City?
Well, yes, definitely. When you consider that Birmingham have spent 15 million in League One this summer, and then still had to get a late penalty to even get a point against Reading at home, who, by the way, have spent 15 million in the last 5 years and have been in the Championship for the duration of that. That's crazy. Reading haven't had a single player come in for a transfer fee in the last 3 years. And Birmingham are in League One spending 15 million. That's nuts, isn't it? And yet still didn't win. Fantastic.
Well, we'll obviously watch Wrexham closely this season, but it might be the first time in the last few years where they've actually going to be on a level playing field, if not slightly below the spending power of some of the clubs around them, as we've just heard. So yeah, watch this space for some more Wrexham chat as and when they do weird and wonderful things.